Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a secret playable map in Halo Infinite that you can play right now that's actually left over from Season 2. So, if you remember, during the Season 2 intro, there was a narrative event, or narrative cutscene, where the Academy was pretty much, something's that, it's in trouble, it's something that's going on, there's like medical tents everywhere, and you and your multiplayer Spartan and the rest of the Spartans here, you have to rescue Spartan Din, and he's placed on this table here because he has the Eratus AI stuck in his head or something like that. So this whole cutscene, everywhere, the Academy area, this room, it's all in engine, and it's an actual map, and you can load that map up and actually play on it. And if you remember like a video a long time ago that I did, you could also do that with a Season 1 Academy, which doesn't actually work anymore, as far as I can tell. But you can do this with the Season 2 map now. And all you have to do is just go to training mode in Academy, and for the map selection, just look up for the keywords, just type in Academy, and you'll find a bunch of maps here. Just look up Season 2 Academy, or the Academy Season 2. Someone actually uploaded this map to the file browser, and just load it up and launch it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the Season 1 Academy anymore on there, but maybe it's out there somewhere. And if it still is, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, because I would definitely like to back that map up and play it on it again. But for now, we can load up the Season 2 Academy in training mode, and we can do it in custom games in Forge, but we'll do training mode first. But before we get into that, first, a message from our sponsor, the one and only Raid Shadow Legends. What is it, you might ask? Well, it's only an RPG game with a super in-depth battle system, amazing graphics, and an intense PvE system. Now, I could talk about which champions in Raid are stronger, but I think you'd probably be more interested in which champions would make good dinner guests, right? Well, there are many options, but I'd definitely go with Raglan, Royal Guard, Whirling Frost King, and Calvalax. They just seem like the type of guests that'll make for the most interesting dinner party ever, with plenty of interesting conversations. I guarantee it. So, it's also Raid's 4th anniversary, and to celebrate, they've got big surprises like free gifts, promo codes, and a new fusion event where you can get a new anniversary-themed legendary champion. You'll also be able to take a trip down memory lane and see a recap video of your Raid stats. Oh, and Amazon Prime members will have a new drop coming with some powerful Savage gear, which is available until March 30th. Using my link in the description below, or this QR code right here, new players also get a lot of bonuses such as the Epic Champion, Calendar Strike, and other things like energy refills, magic potions, and more. But wait, there's more. All new and existing players, just enter the promo code 4YearsRaid to get 4 legendary skill tomes and more. Easy peasy. So what are you waiting for? Get your free stuff and come find me, the one and only Generalkidd. If you're fast enough, you can even join my clan too. Hit the link in the description below, and I'll see you all on the battlefield. Now, if you load this up, there'll be a long black screen at the beginning. Don't worry, that's normal. I just simply cut the video down a little bit so we're not sitting on a black screen for a long time, but it will be normal if you're stuck on a black screen for a little bit. Anyways, here we are on the map, fully playable, and there's a lot of stuff that's here that we don't get to see in the cutscene of the Season 2 intro. There's like all these medical tents here, a lot of, I guess, like makeshift barracks and stuff like that, and they all have interiors too, a lot of stuff in the interiors that we don't get to see in the cutscenes. There's a lot of pretty much hidden things like outside of the camera, really, of the cutscene. But despite all of that, there's also some things that we were definitely like not meant to see, like unfinished stuff, like floating objects, or this tree here that has unfinished placeholder textures on it. And I don't know why this one particular tree is like unfinished and has broken textures on it, but we don't get to see it in the cutscene anyways, in the cinematic, so it's kind of like, it doesn't matter, because this map was not meant to be used for anything else besides that. There's also like floating stuff here, but the stuff that we do get to see is usually fine in the cutscene. But this map, like I said, it wasn't used for anything else, it wasn't used for training mode or anything either, it's just here for just solely for that one cutscene. But there's a lot of new stuff added, mostly just all this medical stuff, but there's also stuff left over from Season 1 as well. Like all these warthogs and vehicles out here, they're still there. And I'm pretty sure they're actual vehicles too, because when you do the scan, it highlights the turrets and stuff. But we can't get out there to actually drive it, unfortunately. Now, once we come past here, that's where things really get glitchy, because out here, you're definitely not meant to see out here. This area is definitely unused. Like, even the whole area out here is unloaded. In Season 1, that would be like the whole obstacle course out there, and as well as parts of the live fire map. Basically the rest of the academy. But none of that is used anyways, so it doesn't really matter. That's why it's all empty out there. And as for this room over here that you see on top of us, this is the room in a cutscene where Spartan Din is placed, and that's basically the end of that cutscene. But we can't get into that in training mode, but we can get into it in Forge, which I'll show in a little bit. But yeah, so that's basically what this map is like in training mode, and the rest of the map, like I said, is just terrain. Now, to do custom games in Forge, you need to first go to custom games. Even if you're doing Forge, go to custom games first, set the server to local offline, and then go to the maps, and then find your map from the file browser again. And you do need to do this even if you're doing Forge. So just do this whole step first, and after this, you could start up in custom games if you want, but we're going to do Forge next, because custom games is pretty much the same as training mode. So go to Forge, and select the map again, or find it on the file browser, then start it up. As it's loading, it will take you back to the custom game lobby for some reason. I guess this is a glitch, and we're not really meant to be doing this, but it does work. It'll take you to custom game lobby, and it'll start up, and it will actually load into that map in Forge. Or you can do it in custom games, like I said, which is like one less step. But in Forge, we can actually explore around. I mean, we do it in custom games as well, machinima mode, but I prefer to do it in Forge because we can find it like buildings and other stuff like a lot easier than in machinima mode. So yeah, here we are in Forge, and we can explore quite a lot. We can get in this room with all the warthogs. We can see outside the map and stuff like that. So a lot of interesting areas we can now explore in Forge. And like I said, this map is available to download right now on the file browser, and you can play it on any version of Halo Infinite. You just gotta look it up and then just load it up in Forge or custom games or training mode, and you'll be able to explore the map as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of interesting stuff on this map that we don't get to see in cutscenes, or that we can't even access in training mode either. So yeah, that's really cool. And since we're in Forge, you may be wondering, what about forging objects? Because this is Forge. Well, unfortunately, and this probably applies to the Season 1 map as well, if it's still out there anywhere, but if we load either map up in Forge, unfortunately there is no objects in Forge that you can place down. In fact, your ability to change this map in Forge is quite limited. I think there's some map settings you can edit, but aside from that, there's not really much you can actually forge on this map. So basically the only use Forge has is just to, it's really just to explore around the map. Maybe you could take some screenshots like and stuff like that, or like modify the lighting and stuff, but that's basically it. There are some areas out here that that you can only access in Forge, like the shooting range is still here, and I think it might have been used for one of the cutscenes at some point. I don't remember, but there's a lot of stuff placed out here, so it's probably not a coincidence. It probably was used for that cutscene, but we can access that there, and the rest of the map is just leftover geometry and terrain from the live fire and academy maps. Yeah, in fact, that whole underground cavern on live fire that's behind the Oni door, that whole cavern is still here as well. So it's just like a lot shinier and looks kind of wet as well, like it's been raining out here. But that whole cavern is still here, and it's identical, which pretty much proves that that cavern was always there in previous versions of Infinite. It wasn't added there just because of that Oni door. So there you guys have it, another mystery solved. Unfortunately, that would have been pretty cool. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and found it to be interesting, and if you did, then as always, make sure to leave a like, leave thoughts and comments. Anything else we check out, look into, just let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!